Welcome to Yoga Stretch. My name is Katy. Today we're going to talk about strengthening our core. Now, almost all yoga moves or asanas can actually assist in strengthening your core. And also, these postures benefit from having a strong core. Now, by our core, I mean that your lower abdominal muscles, which are from hip to hip, navel to pubic bone, and of course the front abdominal muscle, and then the muscles on the side, our obliques, and also the ones that wrap around our waist. It also includes our pelvic floor, which controls our bowel and bladder movements. And we draw that up through the centre to help support and strengthen the area where our most important vital organs are. And then our diaphragm at the bottom of our lungs, which pushes downwards and creates space for us to expand our lungs and breathe. Now, having good core strength means that you'll have good posture and your back will be strengthened by your core, as well as reducing lower back pain. So let's talk a little bit more about that as we do the yoga today. So first of all, let's take a seat and have a lie down. So bring yourself down to the floor nice and comfortably. Extend your legs and let's drop the feet outwards. Relax the inner thighs. Now press the elbows in the floor. Lift the shoulder blades up. Hug the shoulder blades together. Draw them downwards and flatten your back. You can place your left hand on your heart center and right hand on the belly. And lift your head up, tuck the chin in, lengthen through the back of the neck and place your head down. Let's pause here and just take 3 or 4 breaths. Just focusing on breathing into the belly. Try to relax as you do this. Soften down the neck and shoulders. Anywhere you're tight or tense, just relax. Become aware of any tight spots and release them. Okay, let's bring our arms down by our sides now and take some nice deep breaths. So put your toes towards the floor and lift your arms over your head. Let's reach. Just arch your back up a little so your mid-back is lifting off the floor. Tap your fingernails on the floor. Open the rib cage up with your breath and breathe out. Toes towards you and bring your hands back down to your sides. Let's breathe in again. Nice big stretch. And breathe out, bring the hands by the sides. Let's try that 3 more times. Reach, stretch, fingers and toes away and breathe out. Let's continue enjoying each stretch. Take your time to lengthen your body. And last one. Now let's bring the arms over the head again, and you can just stack one hand on top of the other and bring your left foot to the end position and just push with that foot, roll over to the side. Now squeeze your buttocks a little, push your hips forward, so you'll get a nice stretch around the hip and just a little arch in the back. Let's roll onto our back again and change legs. So slide the right foot to the end position, extend the left leg, push with the right foot down and roll to the side. Well, let's do that again one more time each side. Changing feet and roll. And last time. And roll. Okay, beautiful. Now we're going to bring our hands back down to our sides and bring our feet to the end position. We're going to lift our right leg up and just hold the back of the thigh, or you can slide your hands to your ankle, or perhaps even hold your big toe if you're feeling quite stretchy, but the shoulders need to be down, and draw your tummy in to keep your shoulders down away from the ears. You can extend the other leg if you want to, and that will help increase the stretch.
Now we shouldn't overstretch the back of the leg. Just be mindful of how your leg feels. So just getting enough stretch just in the back of the thigh. And let's bring that leg across the body now and guide it over to the left with the left hand. So rest your elbow down, bring your right arm out to the side. You should be getting a stretch on the outer edge of the leg and around the hip. So let's guide that leg down. So perhaps your leg just goes hip height. For some of you, you might be able to reach the floor quite comfortably. And some of you might be able to hold your big toe. Breathe into your chest. So we've got a nice gentle twist in the spine as well as a hip and outer leg stretch. Now let's lift that leg up just nice and slowly. Don't rush with your movements, and then float your leg out to the other side. You can guide it down with your hand. So your leg will go just as wide as, as your hips allow. Now keep both hips on the floor. Just hold that leg up. Again, you can hold your big toe if you're nice and stretchy. Now let's lift that leg up again, bend the knee, place the foot down. Now we're going to change legs. So extend that right leg and bring your left knee to chest and lift it up. Hold back of the thigh, your ankle, or you can hold your big toe. Shoulders are down, tummy firm, and just stretching the back of the leg. We need to maintain a bend in the knee so we're not overstretching into the back of that leg. Breathe down to the belly. Use the diaphragm to push your internal organs downwards to create space for those lungs. And that will help also stretch and massage all the internal organs as well. Okay, we're going to bring the leg across the body, so guide it down with your right hand. Lift arm out to the side. Let's look for that stretch in the hip and the outer edge of the leg, and that nice twist into the spine. And again, your foot may go down to the floor, it may not. And just where it's comfortable for you. Okay, lift that leg up to the ceiling. And we're going to lower it down to the other side. Take your hand out to the opposite side. Rotate your opposite leg outwards so you can counterbalance the weight of that leg. Both hips stay on the floor. Find that stretch on the inner thigh and the inside of the hips. Alright, let's lift that leg up and we're going to bend the knee, bring the foot to the end position, and let's bring our other foot to the end position. Now we're going to work a little bit into our abdominals at the front. So let's lift our hands up to the ceiling, link the fingers and create a halo. So bring the arms over the head, make sure the shoulder blades are nice and flat and your hands come to the floor quite comfortably. Let's breathe in and breathe out. Lift up your head, chin to chest, draw your navel down, lift up with the front of your body and just halo your arms forward. Let's breathe in, bring the arms over the head and breathe out, lifting up. That's it, beautiful. Let's do that one more time. Breathe in, arms overhead, and breathe out, tighten the tummy, let the front of the body lift you up. Now next time we're going to bring our knees to our chest. Now anytime you're uncomfortable doing this, you can place your feet back on the floor. This time we're going to halo the knees. So let's breathe in and breathe out. Tighten the tummy, your shoulders are down, try not to hold your knees, just keep your arms haloing the knees, so we're not holding on. Breathe in, arms overhead, and breathe out. Tighten the tummy, lift up with the front of your body, halo your knees. And let's do that one more time. Breathe in and breathe out. Chin drops down to chest. All right, one more time. we're going to bring our toes forward. This time we're going to halo our feet. So let's breathe in and breathe out. Let's try and reach our hands around the feet. You can cheat a little bit if you want to and loosen up your fingers. Breathe in, arms overhead, and breathe out. Tighten the tummy, chin to chest, reach, bring those knees right to the chest. Try not to hold on to your feet. Let's do that one more time. Breathe in and breathe out. Reach. That's it, beautiful. And bring the arms over the head. Wonderful. Okay, feet to floor. All right, let's bring one knee to the chest and then the other and lift the legs up to the ceiling. Now you can have bent knees and just hold the backs of your legs. But if you can, bring your arms to your sides, tighten your tummy, draw your navel down and push through the heels until your legs straighten. So with your feet just a little bit apart, the tops of the feet a little bit apart. Nice firm waist, nice length in the legs. Beautiful work. And just pause here, just for a few breaths, so we can work on that tummy. So again, building up core strength by holding the legs up with the strength of our waist. Okay, so let's bend the knees, take the hands behind the knees, lift up your head to chest, shoulders soften down, and let's rock forwards and backwards just 3 or 4 times so we can massage our spine. Now make sure your head doesn't touch the floor when you're rolling, so it's a gentle roll, and just let your feet go down to the floor. All right, let's do one more and then pause here. Okay, now what we're going to do is I'm going to turn around and face the front so you can see what I'm doing. Now, take the hands behind the knees, come onto the toes. We're going to do a boat pose. So let's slide the shoulder blades down, tighten the tummy, lift one foot up, and then lift the other foot up. Okay, when you're ready, you can extend your arms forward. Now I want you to tighten your tummy, lift your chest up. So the top of the chest is lifting, so that helps to draw the waist in. So this should be quite comfortable for you if you're nice and strong in your waist. So switch that core on and enjoy the pose. Now let's float the hands behind us and start to cycle. So I want you to do some cycling in the air, and again, a lovely core strengthener. Back the other way. And we're going to extend our left leg, place the right leg over. Now, there's different positions for your leg to make it comfortable. You might find the foot to thigh can suit some people. Ankle on the knee, just above the knee, will suit other people. Otherwise, if you can, you're going to draw your knee in line with your other knee. So this is to work into our sciatic nerve. So some people have discomfort in that area. So this will help stretch that nerve out and give you more comfort. Okay, so let's lift up nice and tall, pull the tummy in and start to walk the hands forward. Now, if you're one of those people who has issues with your sciatica, you will find that your hip will start to tingle, or you'll notice your hip and the back of the knee and perhaps a tingle in the toes. Pull your tummy in and lower yourself down a little bit further. And for the people who don't feel anything at all, you can hold your foot if you have got the stretch to reach there. So just pausing here for a little bit, and let's use our diaphragm to help put pressure on the muscles in the leg, in that extended leg. So let's breathe into the belly and the lower back. Can you feel the pressure on your muscles with the breath in as that diaphragm pushes down into the muscles? Then as you breathe out, the tummy draws in and the pressure goes off the muscles. Okay, breathe in. Let's feel the stretch. Now it feels like your leg and your hip are puffing up with your breath in, and then breathe out. Let it go. And let's continue. Let's take another 2 or 3 breaths. So the intensity of the stretch will increase when you breathe in. Okay, now let's bring our legs out into a V. So nice and wide. And what I want you to do, if you're a person who has a rounded, you sit forward, you can't quite lift up, I want you to just bring your hands behind your back, your fists, place them behind your hips and draw yourself up nice and tall. Draw the shoulders away from the ears and the tummy in so you're sitting lovely and tall. For those people who can hold themselves up, I want you to lift your arms up to the ceiling. Shoulders are down, chest lifted. So I want this part of your chest lifting. The tummy should be drawing in quite strongly. Legs should be working. Little bend in the backs of the knees. Toes pointing up to the ceiling so the feet are flexed. So we're feeling quite strong. Let the core hold you upwards. Okay, beautiful. Rotate the palms forward and let's float down. Now, if you're a forward bender, you can lay on your front. Otherwise, just bend your elbows, leaning forward. Okay, now let's take a walk with our hands to our right leg. Pull the tummy in. So when you pull your navel in, you're engaging your abdominals and then twist using your obliques, so the sides of your body to help you twist and use your spine to twist. Okay, we're going to take the left hand outside our right leg and then the right arm behind the back for a twist. Look at the back hand, the hand behind you, the right hand, and you can slide your left hand to the outer edge of your right foot if you can do that without feeling your shoulder lifting up to your ear. It should be softened down, nice and loose. Feel that nice stretch in the left hip and the left side of the ribs, the ones that are open. And now don't let your left foot drop inwards. Keep the toes up to the ceiling, the leg stays active. Okay, beautiful. Now take your right arm inside your right leg. Lift your left arm up as you rotate your chest to the ceiling. Now we've got a side stretch. So if you want to, you can bend your elbow. That will look after your shoulder. Otherwise, you can have an extended arm, or you can even hold your toe with both your hands, your fingers. And then let's release, lifting up. Now we're going to take our right foot into our thigh and our left knee bends, so we're in our mermaid position. Now in this position you should ideally sit as much as you can on your sit bones. Obviously your left hip's going to be slightly lifted. Take your right hand down to the floor and sweep your left arm up and over. So your right hand should be behind your body. Stretch. Now you want to open your chest, so bring your elbow up to the ceiling. Squeeze your buttocks, push your hips forward, and you're going to stretch in your front hip. Gaze down at the floor if that's comfortable. Arm can be extended, or if it feels more comfortable for shoulders, just put a bend in the elbow and palm forward. Breathe into the hips that's stretching. Okay, let's take a seat. We're going to extend the left leg forward and bring the right foot to the end position. Hands are going to slide behind our back, fingers point forward, or you can rotate your fingers to point behind. We're going to lift the hips up, squeeze your buttocks, lift your hips. Now I want you to work into your butt rather than in the front of your body. So nice squeeze in the buttocks. Bottom part of the buttocks should be working quite well for you. Now for those people who can, you can extend both legs into a full reverse plank. Now this is going to work your tummy. So back into the core area, around the front of the body. That's it, beautiful. And let's lower the hips down.
and bring your left leg forward, then your right leg in the front. Sit up nice and tall. Now try to sit forward on your sit bones. Breathe in, reach up to the ceiling, shoulders downwards. Can we feel our chest lift and our tummy draw in? So embrace your core. You might feel it drawing up through the center, and that is your pelvic floor. So with your breath, try and get your breath down a little bit deeper in your lungs. See if we can get that diaphragm moving downwards. And then rotate the palms, float them down. So if you only go here, that's perfectly okay. But if you can go a little bit further forward, let's bring the elbows to the floor, shoulders down. Let your head drop down. Breathe into your hips. So this time we are breathing right down to the bottom of the belly, down to the belly and the lower back. And we should be able to feel the breath in and the diaphragm pushing onto our muscles, making it feel quite tight and expanded around our hip area. Then breathing out, and it feels like it shrinks down again. Okay, let's lift up. And now we're going to bring our right leg forward, and the left foot comes to the thigh, ankle above the knee, or you could come into the full position. So lining the knees up so you can bring your hand on the outer edge of the knee and then pull the other leg so the knees come in line with each other. All right, lift the hips up and sit down as evenly as you can on your sit bones, and toes come forward. Lift up nice and tall through the spine, lift the chest up, tummy in, and bend forward. And again, we're working into the sciatic nerve, so this could be quite challenging for some people. For the others, it might be quite comfy, and you might like to hold your foot. Again, only holding your foot if you could keep your shoulders down away from your ears. Now let's use that diaphragm again to push onto the muscles. So this is core engagement. Okay, beautiful. Walk your hands back, and now let's bring our legs into a V pose again. Now the width of your legs really is your decision. So some people have them narrower, some people have them wider. You choose. Toes towards you. Let's lift up. Now tighten the tummy by drawing the navel inwards, just about 10%. Shoulders downwards, chest lifts. And let's pause here. Keep nice and strong around the core. This is a beautiful way to strengthen your core. Rotate your palms forward, lower your hands down, pull your tummy in, and let's bend forward. Okay, take a walk with your hands over to your left foot, pull the tummy in, and let's lean forwards. Now take the left hand behind you and take the right hand just outside your leg. Look at your back hand, slide your hand along your shin to your ankle or your foot, but just remember, shoulders down, tummy in, look to your back hand. So we've got a nice stretch down one side of our back, into the hip. Remember to keep your right toes pointing at the ceiling. Don't let your foot drop inwards. Now let's take the left hand and rest it just on top of the left shin. And rotate the chest, bring the right arm up, nice stretch, side stretch, and then if you can, hold your big toe. So just pick a position that you can actually hold. Nice stretch around the hip and the side of the body. So we also need to stretch our core out. We can't just tighten the muscles and leave it at that. We have to stretch them out. So here we're stretching out through the sides of the body where our obliques are. So very important to get into the core and give it a good stretch as well as a good workout. All right, let's lift up. Beautiful, nice work. Now this time we're going to bring our left foot to our thigh, our right thigh, and then come back into the mermaid position. So take the hand down and the arse towards the hip and lift the arm up into a kneeling wild thing. So your arm can be extended, or bend your elbow, shoulders away from ears, and try and bring your shoulder blades together at your back. Now you can gaze upwards, you can gaze downwards, but we need that stretch around the chest, around the side of the body and the hip. And let's bring ourselves back down again and extend the legs forward. And this time the right leg goes forward, left foot in the end position, slide your hands behind you, lift your chest up, draw your shoulders down, hug your shoulder blades at the back and tighten your tummy. Okay, squeeze your buttocks, lift up. So we're holding firm in the waist, again, engaging our core muscles. Drawing up through the center, using the pelvic floor to hold us firmly here. You can extend your other leg, so keep yourself lifted, and of course you can always adjust your head position to whatever you can manage. Chin to chest is most comfortable for next, but you can lower your head back, and it's also quite nice. Okay, let's lower ourselves down. So this time we're bringing the right foot in and then the left foot in. So let's lift up nice and tall, reach up to the ceiling, shoulder blades downwards. And let's pause here, so working the core around the waist, nice and strongly around the sides of the body, drawing up through the center, that pelvic floor, and using our diaphragm to push down as we breathe. Okay, float your hands down, pull your tummy in, and let's take a little rest forward. Chin to chest, breathe into the back, and breathe into the belly. Again, use that diaphragm to press onto the muscles and help them stretch. All right, let's lift up. Now from here, since your legs are crossed, roll forward, come off onto hands and knees. Now I'm going to turn sideways. You can always swing your legs out to the sides. Let's go into child's pose. So extend your arms, pull your tummy up, place your head down. Now slide your shoulders towards your hips so your back can hold your arms up. If you need to place your elbows on the floor, feel free to do that. Pull your navel up. So we're engaging the core muscles, just lying here. And that gives us a better stretch. Breathe into your back. Right from your lower back up to your neck. Then lift up into a cat and a down dog. Tuck toes under, lift the hips. Walk your heels up and down, stretch the ankles. Okay, lower both heels down. Draw your shoulders towards your hips. Pull your tummy up, chest towards your thighs. So I have no shoulders around my ears. I've drawn them right away. Working the upper arms quite strongly. Head in line with arms. Okay, breathing around the rib cage, and let's take a walk with our feet just under our hips. Hold the elbows, put the body weight forward in the feet, chin to chest, crown of head to floor. And let's move our elbows and torsos from side to side. And then lower the hands down, let's breathe in, hands on shins, breathe out. Let's bring ourselves up to a standing position. Lift shoulders to ears, roll them back and draw them downwards. Give yourselves a shake. And get ready for mountain pose. Okay, now we're going to make sure our feet are close together. Don't let the bones touch. Lift your toes up and spread them out. lift your rib cage up. So try and lift the ribs right up away from the hips. So you're lengthening through the spine. You can feel your ribs lift upwards. Your tummy will draw in. So let's hold it there. A little squeeze in the bottom part of the buttocks and into the thighs. Lift your shoulders to ears, roll them back and draw them downwards. Keep that tummy in and the ribs flat. So drawing up a little through the pelvic floor so our core muscles are switched on. All right, stretch the fingers out, reach them down to the floor, draw your shoulders down a little bit. Breathe into your rib cage. Okay, let's take a deep breath in, sun salute. Big reach up to the sky, stretch through the back, through the front of the body. This is a lovely core stretch, and breathe out, forward fold. Chest and thighs. Flat back, hands on shins or on toes or on the floor, wherever it's most comfortable for you. And then forward fold. And let's step our right foot back, knee down, flatten the top of the foot, walk your hands up to your knee. Then move your hips forward. So we want to get that nice stretch into the hips. Shoulders are down, so don't bring your elbows out. Just relax them to the sides of your body, nice and relaxed and soft. For those who can, we're going to reach our hands towards the floor, reach those fingers down, and then lean the body weight forward. See if you can touch your fingers on the floor. So keeping shoulders right down, tummies in. This is strengthening our core. We need to keep quite strong around the front and the sides of our body, drawing up through the center pelvic floor. And now lean forward. So everybody join us. Hands on the floor, tuck the toes under, front foot back to plank. You can have your knees on the floor. Now slide your shoulders towards your hips and tighten your tummy. Give the bottom part of your buttocks a little squeeze. So you're nice and strong in this position, and take 3 breaths. Now we're going to roll to the side in a side plank. So to the right, lift your hand up. Now, if at any point your shoulder doesn't feel like it can manage this, you need to place your bottom knee down to the floor. Now, try and float your top leg up if you're in side plank or gate pose like me, and extend your arm over your head. Now draw your shoulder towards your hip and keep your tummy nice and firm. Lift your hand to the ceiling, lower your back foot down, hand to the floor, come back into plank. We're going to breathe in and breathe out, float ourselves down to the floor and bring our arms into a T position. Now we're going to stretch into the chest. So you ladies, you might like to lift your chest up a little bit for comfort, and then lift one arm up and then change sides, lift the other arm up. Beautiful. And now we're going to lift one leg up. So lift your right leg up and see if you can tap down to the floor like a scorpion. Stretch out through that leg. Now let's try the other one. Lift up and stretch the leg back. And if you can, bend your knee, see if you can tap down like a scorpion. And then let's bring that leg back. Now let's slide those arms in, come to Sphinx. Now elbows are directly under shoulders. Slide shoulders towards hips. And open the chest out. So the shoulder blades hug together at the back, and that will open your chest. Press your pubic bone down, a little squeeze in the bottom part of the buttocks. Nice and tight with the back as we draw our shoulder blades downwards. Now try to draw your elbows back and your chest forward without moving them. And you should get a stretch from your navel to your rib cage. Let's take 3 breaths here. Okay, let's take a walk with our elbows around to one side. Have a look at your foot. Now take a walk with your elbows around to the other side. So we've got our Sphinx twist. Look at your toes. Then walk your elbows back to the front. Lower yourself down. Slide your hands in line with your chest. Breathe in cobra and high cobra. Tuck toes under, coming to down dog. Let's just adjust our feet a little bit. Make yourself comfortable in down dog. Then step your feet together. Lift your right leg up, 3-leg dog. Remember, 5 toes point to the floor. Tighten the tummy, chest to thighs. Now lunge your foot between your hands. If you need to move your hands forward, that's okay. Otherwise, just leave them where they are. Lift your back leg up into a 1-legged handstand. I don't mind how you get there. You can try different ways of getting into this position. Now it's a little bit more stable if your hands are forward. Otherwise, line them up with your big toe that's on the floor. Take one hand on the ankle if you're stable, and then the other hand on the ankle. Now ideally the back leg should point at the ceiling, but it does take quite some time to get that leg up very high. Okay, now we're going to lower the back toe down about 1 metre away from our front heel, and then lower the back knee down. Bring the front foot back and we're in a camel position. So let's make sure the knees are hip width apart. Turn the hands into fists, place them just above your lower back. Draw the elbows behind, squeeze the buttocks together. Now lengthen through the spine, then push your hips forward so we minimise the pressure in the lower back. Pick your head position, chin to chest, most comfortable. Otherwise, gaze up or lower your head back very carefully, looking for the stretch in the neck, but don't lower your head right down. Just keep some space in your lower vertebrae behind your neck. Now we're going to bend forward, place the hands on the mat, tuck the toes under and come into a squat. If you don't like squatting, just come into a happy baby, not a happy baby, a butterfly pose. That's the one, seated position with feet together. So now let's bring the hands to chest. Now if you are rounded out, I want you to pull your tummy in and draw the spine up tall. Shoulder blades are downwards and press the elbows into the knees. So in this gauge, in this way, we strengthen our core. So we're really holding strong around the waist, drawing up through the pelvic floor and using our breath, the diaphragm pushing down into our hips and thighs. Okay, let's place the hands on the floor, step back to down dog. Now we're going to crouch, look between our thumbs and step our right foot, then left foot forward into forward fold. Flat back. And breathe out, forward fold. Breathe in, sun salute, lift up. Nice big reach to the ceiling, big stretch into the core muscles. And breathe out, hands to sides, back to chest. Deep breath in and out. And let's do that again. A sun salute. Breathe out, forward fold, chest to thighs, chin to chest, and flat back. Lengthen. Breathe out, forward fold, and step the left foot back, knee down, flatten the top of the foot, walk your hands to your knee. Move your hips forward. So your ankles should be in line with your knee. Shoulders are downwards and elbows and arms nice and relaxed by your sides. Okay, for those who want to, level 2, bring your arms, point them down to the floor, your fingers, and lean forward and touch the fingers lightly on the floor. Maintain that nice flat back. Okay, now place your hands on the floor, tuck your back toe under, come into plank. And we've got a side plank, so let's go to the left. Roll your heels to the right, lift your left hand up, check in with your shoulder, the hand on the floor and the shoulder supporting it. If you need assistance, pop your knee down, come into gate pose. For those who are in plank, join us in gate pose, lift your leg up, extend the arm over the head. Now draw the shoulders towards the hips. We don't want a hunched appearance when we do these postures. Nice firm tummy, this is a beautiful core strengthener. We're lifting the leg and holding nice and strongly around the waist.
drawing up the pelvic floor through the centre. Lovely strong posture. Now float your foot down to the floor, lift your hand up, bring your hand back down, come into plank again, breathe in, breathe out, plank to the floor. And let's bring our arms out nice and wide again. This time we're picking up our left arm. Big stretch in the chest, try and keep your legs down, don't bend your knees. And lower your arm down. Now lift the other arm up, feel that big stretch, and then lower it down. Okay, legs are hip width apart. You might like to make them slightly wider. As we're now going to lift up the right leg. Now bring it across, tap it down, and take your left hand and hold the foot. So we're getting a lovely stretch around the thigh. Okay, so let the foot go, roll back onto your front, and we're going to try that on the other side. So lift your other leg up, bend the knee, tap it down to the floor and hold your foot with the bottom hand. So this is a lovely stretch around the hips and around the shoulders. Okay, and release, lay on your front. Bring your hands under your chest, breathe in Cobra. Now this is a little bit challenging. You might like to go back to your Sphinx pose if you do find this a little bit much, or just stay in this particular position. So remember your shoulders are downwards, and we're going to bring our right hand to the center and take the left hand behind the back. Gaze at your toes. So you're looking around to your toes in a twist. Now take your left hand, place it where the right hand is, then take the right hand behind your back and look down at your toes. Now place your hand back on the floor, tuck your toes under, lift your hips up into a down dog. Step your feet together. We've got a three-leg dog, so lift your left leg up, chest to thighs. Squeeze your butt, 5 toes point to the floor. And then lunge your foot forward and lifting the back leg up to the ceiling. Gaze behind you. And again, picking the hand position that best works for you. So forwards or in line with toes if you can manage the balance. Then hold the ankle with one foot and perhaps two hands. Hold the ankle with your hands rather than your feet. And now let's bring the back toes down to the floor, the knee goes down, front knee goes back into camel. Alright, so we're going to do a full camel if you can. So some people keep their feet flat. I prefer to tuck my toes under because my ankles are then not so far away. So turn your hands into fists, place them just above your lower back and draw your elbows in. Squeeze your buttocks, push your hips forward, and if you can comfortably bring one hand to your ankle, then the other. Pick your head position. Breathe into your belly. Okay, walk your hands up your back, place your hands on the floor, tuck your toes under. If they're not tucked under, come back into your squat. Now this time we're going to take our right hand just in front of our left foot and lift the right arm up. So press your right elbow into your right knee to keep the knees and the hips nice and stretched. And then place your hand down, your left hand just in front of your right foot, and lift your right arm up, stretch into the chest. Okay, beautiful. Now we're going to bring the hands forward, step the feet back into down dog. And we're going to crouch, look between our thumbs, step the left foot, then the right foot forward. Chest to thighs, forward fold, and a flat back. And then forward fold, deep breath in, sun salute, lift up. And breathe out, hands to side, so back to chest. Deep breath in and out.
Okay, beautiful. Let's turn and face the front. Now we're going to balance. We're going to do a modified tree pose and a dancer pose. So let's start with our tree pose. Let's float our arms forwards, thumbs up, then rotate the thumbs downwards. Take your right hand across it over the left and link your fingers. Lift your arms up to the ceiling, reach up as high as you can, tighten your tummy, little squeeze in the bottom part of the buttocks and thighs switch on. Now lower your shoulders down, but keep your arms extended. We're going to roll our right foot forward and take the right foot on top of the left foot. That's it, beautiful. Hold nice and strongly through the waist, because this will give us stability and balance. Okay, so let's float the foot down, bring the arms back to shoulder height, extend your fingers and take your hands apart. Now if you find lifting up your shoulders, your arms up to the ceiling, a little bit strong, just bring your hands to chest in prayer. Okay, let's do that to the other side. Float your arms up, rotate the thumbs downwards. This time the left hand goes over the right, let's link the fingers. Raise the arms up over the head, shoulders down, chest lifted. Switch on your waist, your tummy, your buttocks and your thighs. Roll your left foot forward and place the left foot on top of the right foot. Focus in your center or just above your navel. Okay, float your foot down, lower your arms down, release your fingers and just float your hands to your sides. Now if you need a little shoulder roll to release shoulders, just give yourself a little roll and a shake. Now we're going to do dancer. This is a floating dancer. So I'll turn sideways so you can see a little bit more of what I'm doing. Okay, now we're going to do our dancer. So let's roll our right foot forward, tighten the tummy, lift the leg up. Line up your knees, squeeze your buttocks, just the bottom part, and firm up the tummy. Draw up through your center and lift your other arm up. So we've engaged the core muscles, so we're relying upon them to help us in this particular posture and we're strengthening them. So we're going to bend the standing knee and float down. So we're going to keep floating down with this dancer to the floor. So we're going to let our fingers just lightly touch. Try not to press your fingers down to hold you up, but just touch lightly. Straighten your standing leg. Keep the tummy nice and firm. And now we're going to bend the standing knee and float ourselves up at the same speed we went down. So it takes quite a bit of control. That's it, lovely. Float the hand down. And let's float the foot down and take a little walk. Let's try that on the other side. Roll your left foot forward, tighten the tummy and lift the foot up. Squeeze the buttock, press the foot in the hand. Switch on those core muscles and float the right hand up. Now breathe in and bend the standing knee, breathe out, float down very slowly. So straighten the standing leg. Now bend the knee and float up nice and carefully. Just try and go slowly. It's quite challenging. Lift the arm up. Float the hand down and then release your foot and float it down. Good, let's take a walk. All right. So now I'm just going to face the front and we're going to go into a seated position. So let's lift the hands up, breathe in. And as we breathe out, bring hands to chest and take your right foot behind the left and sit down. Otherwise, just take a seat anywhere you can. Now we're going to just extend the left leg for the moment. And we're going to just place our hands down, just relax them down by the sides. And we're going to turn our torso to line ourselves up with that leg. Okay, so we're going to slide our hands down the leg, hold the ankle and take your right hand, place it on the floor and lift your left leg up. You can hold your big toe if you want to. Shoulders are down, tummy is in. You can just rest your other hand lightly on your knee, or if you need some help, just put it down on the floor and use it to support you. Now here we go with our core strength. We're going to release the toe and float that leg down. That's it, nice and slow to the floor. Now we're going to change sides, extend the other leg out. We're going to turn and line our chest up, the center of the chest up with the leg. Pull the tummy in, lean forward. Now slide your hands towards your ankle. Hold the ankle. You can place your left hand on the floor now. Lift your leg up with your hand. Okay, beautiful. Now you can place one hand on the knee. Just relaxing, making sure you're sitting nice and tall. Waist is strong. Shoulders are down. Chest is lifted. Then release that ankle and let your leg float down nice and slowly, using all your core strength to float it down. Lovely, how did you go? All right, now we're going sideways, just on the mat. Take your hands behind your knees, breathe in, lift up tall and breathe out. Let's walk the hands down the backs of the legs. We're going to bring our knees to our chest one at a time and draw circles with the knees. Just massage into the lower back and release any tension. Circle back the other way with the knees, so just massaging into that lower back. It's quite a small move. Bring the soles of your feet together, hold your ankles and draw your knees a little wider. Draw the shoulder blades downwards and inwards and hold your tummy firm. Draw the knees away a little. Now you can release your ankles and place your feet down. If this is uncomfortable for you in the butterfly pose, your feet are wide and knees drop in together. Then make sure your shoulder blades are downwards, so you can press your elbows in the floor. Slide the shoulder blades down nice and flat. Place the left hand on the heart center, right hand on the belly. Rest the elbows on the floor. Lift the head up, tuck the chin in, lengthen through the back of the neck. Let's breathe into the belly, nice big breaths. Now you can stay in the butterfly pose or extend your legs into a nice relaxation position and just roll your feet outwards. You can move your legs 2 or 3 times inwards and outwards to help them relax so the hips are nice and comfortable. Your hands can stay on your chest and heart center, or you can bring them by your sides, which helps to keep those shoulder blades nice and flat, palms up or just palms down, whatever's most comfortable for you. Start to breathe into your belly. Let your body relax. Any tightness in the muscles, just let it go. Start to become aware of your body relaxing. Okay, now you can pause the video and stay in relaxation for 5, 10 or 15 minutes, however long you want to. Then turn the video on again and finish off with me. Otherwise, keep the video on and just stay with me. Okay, let's move our fingers and toes.
Walk the feet to the end position and roll to your side. Rest your head in your hand. Lift yourself up into a seated position, resting hands on knees or in the lap. And lower your hands towards the floor. Lift the arms up above your head in prayer and breathe out, thumbs to heart center. Breathe into your belly, into your rib cage, into shoulders, into back, and breathe out. And again, breathe into your belly, ribs, shoulders, and back, and breathe out. Let's take one more deep breath in at your own pace. Have a peaceful heart and a peaceful mind and a wonderful day. Namaste. Thank you for joining me, and if you like this video, press like now and make a comment. Otherwise, subscribe to my channel and get regular updates. I look forward to joining you again.